Hi everybody, my name is Bethany Carter and today I'm going to be talking about the lasting power of early music education. This is just a rough table of contents of everything I'll be going over. I'll be talking about the cognitive benefits, the social emotional benefits, and the long-term and short-term benefits of learning music at a young age. A little bit about me first. I have been playing violin for about a decade now. I started in elementary school through district available programs, and it's just become a huge passion of mine. I've played in chamber orchestras, pit orchestras, concert orchestras, symphonic orchestras, music orchestras, as well as competing at the solo and state level. The fall of this year, I'll be going to WSU to study music education. So, what exactly is so special about early music education? Remember in elementary school when they would cram you in that tiny little music room and teach you how to play Hot Cross Buns or Mary Had a Little Lamb on the recorder? Feels a little silly, right? But what if I told you that learning these simple tunes could teach children emotional intelligence and enhance cognitive behavior as young as the age of 3? Music education is about more than just learning a song or how to read a single piece of sheet music. It's about building smarter, more emotionally attuned children. Early music education improves children's cognitive, emotional, and social abilities and deserves a prominent place in early learning environments. What kind of cognitive benefits are we looking at? Well, in 2014, Professor Nutley, a cognitive neurologist in Sweden, did a study with 147 children over a 2-year time span of learning an instrument and found that there was improvements in solving novel puzzles, verbal and visuospatial working memory, quicker processing, and an actual increase in gray matter in the areas of our brain linked to musical and cognitive reasoning. Musical training, when sustained over time, is linked to meaningful cognitive improvements, making music more than just an extracurricular or silly little art, but a helpful tool in academia. And what about those social emotional benefits? Well, in 2021, there was a systematic review done by a professor in education in Chile with 17 international studies that showed improvements in emotional regulation, higher empathy scores, increased intrinsic motivation, and better classroom behavior. The chart at the bottom of the screen just goes over identifying topics and the frequency that the researchers saw them appear in the study. This is really cool because it's our first piece of really tangible numeric evidence. Music helps children regulate their emotions, show empathy, and collaborate. Learning music helps bring everybody together, whether it's inside the practice room or outside of it. So what does it look like on the long term and the short term? Well, remember that first study I mentioned over the 2-year time span, Professor Nutley? Well, this study in 2018 was done only over a 3-week time span. In this study, they saw no improvement in any cognitive ability. But in that Nutley study that I mentioned before, they saw significant improvements. While this specific study shows no improvement, other long-term studies do show massive improvement. It just goes to show how long-term design programs really are what we should be looking for. Music education matters to all of us, whether you're a parent, a student, an educator, a former educator, or an educator to be. Early music education gives children the tools to grow emotionally, socially, and cognitively. Having access to long-term programs is crucial for a well-rounded education. But unfortunately, schools are starting to move away from this idea. Here in the Yakima School District, we've gotten rid of all instrument learning programs in our elementary schools, have cut most to all of our choir programs in middle schools, and are starting to talk about cutting string programs in middle schools. From everything that I've talked about today, cutting these programs in these early learning environments would be detrimental to our students. We could give them an opportunity to become more socially, emotionally, and cognitively adapt and in tune. Taking these programs away would clearly not benefit any of our student body. This is my works cited. I have that Nutley study, as well as the study talking about the cognitive benefits of music training, and the study done with the professor of education at the university in Chile, talking about the emotional development. Thank you so much for staying with me with this one. It's a very, very passionate topic of mine, and I'm so grateful that I get to share this with everybody. It makes me very happy.